Hey everybody, happy Labor Day. You know, I was looking at some reruns of food shows again, and I saw someone talking about chicken pot pie, and I got to thinking, I haven't made pot pie in a few years, so chicken pot pie sounds like just a, what? Why'd I keep making chicken recipes? Because chicken was on sale. Anyway, it's been so long since I made chicken pot pie, I looked at my old recipes, and recipe file on my computer was last updated in like 2012. I mean, that's fine as long as the recipe didn't change, but I looked at how back in 2012, I really wasn't that into cooking. I mean, I liked to cook, but it wasn't a passion at that point yet. So basically, I looked at it and I saw how I did certain things, and I'm like, okay, that's not right at all. So I thought what? Quit saying shut up and cook, that's not nice. Anyway, I thought I'd change a few things like the way I prepare the chicken. For instance, in the past when I made chicken pot pie, I used shredded chicken, but now I actually like to use chopped chicken. I fried these chicken breasts. There are 2 chicken breasts. You can bake them if you like, but I just like to fry them for this. And you'll notice I did say I chopped them. I did not dice them because for pot pies, I've noticed that chicken is usually nice and chunky, and thus I chopped it. And another thing you have to add are some vegetables, and the first time I made chicken pot pie, I used the only 3 vegetables I had on hand at the time, and that's what I always use. See, here we have some onion, some potato, and some corn, even though I know corn isn't technically a vegetable. So now we're what? Corn isn't a vegetable, it's a grain. Anyway, well, what? I don't know why corn is included in mixed vegetables. I didn't create mixed vegetables. I mean, also, you know, tomatoes are often considered a vegetable, but tomatoes are technically a fruit. And we're going off topic. Anyway, we're also going to add some gravy to that. This is basically the same kind of gravy I use for the meatloaf. But before we pour that on top of the chicken, we are going to have to make some dough. And the dough I like to make for pot pies is biscuit dough, to have a nice biscuit crust. I'm not exactly sure why, that's just how I've always done it. Now what I'm gonna do is roll this out, and then I'm gonna, what? Why would you roll out biscuit dough? You know, that's a good point. You generally wouldn't roll out biscuit dough if you're just making regular biscuits, but since it's going to be a crust, it'll be fine to put it on top like that and, you know, roll it out first. So anyway, what I'm going to do is put the filling in our handy dandy pan right here, put the gravy on top, and then put this crust on, what? Isn't there going to be crust on the bottom too? You know, that's not necessarily necessary. Well, that's not absolutely necessary. That sounds better. Not absolutely necessary when you're making a savory pie. I mean, if you look at shepherd's pie or cottage pie, you know, they have the potatoes on top, there's nothing on the bottom, you know. And what? But it's still a pie. Shouldn't it still have crust at the bottom? It's not necessary to... Oh, alright. As you can see, I cut the dough ball not exactly in half, but this smaller piece right here is going to be for the bottom. So we're going to roll both sides out and then put the smaller crust in our greased pan, chicken mixture, gravy, and finally the top crust. Oh, and if you'll notice, I did score the top of it. You might remember that from the calzone video. I know that was like a year ago, which was the last time I scored. Who wrote that? Anyway, in 50 minutes, this will look like this. Now then. Oh, hold on a minute. That's more like it. Crispity, crunchity, peanut butter. Wait, that's a different slogan. But I am so glad I decided to put chicken chunks in here instead of the shredded chicken. The shredded chicken didn't make it taste bad or anything. But with the chunks of the chicken, you can still see some in here. And there's right here, and there's some right there too. It really plays well with the vegetables and the gravy. and the biscuit crust. And another thing is that I thought that when I made chicken pot pie, I haven't made it in a few years, I thought I made 2 servings, but it's actually 4 servings. I can put the rest in the freezer. I will have no problem finishing that off though. That is going to do it, and you know by now where to find the recipe. Thanks for being with me, and what? Okay, I don't know why we're still on this, but for the last time, corn is a grain, not a vegetable. I mean, come on, you wouldn't want to wake up in the morning and have a hearty bowl of vegetable flakes, would you? Actually, I do remember vegetable flakes in that movie Daddy Daycare. I think it was called Veggie-O's or something, but oh wait, the kids in the movie didn't like that cereal, so that proves my point. But actually, you know what? Daddy Daycare, I don't know why I got such a bad rap. I thought that was a good movie. Daddy Day Camp was terrible, but that wouldn't have the same actors in it, and I see it again soon. No, for some reason, Cuba Gooding Jr. seems to have that